How do you onboard a new employee? Ever had an employee quit within the first 30 days? Here is what might have gone wrong without you even noticing it. Let me walk you through what we call a first day fix and why it makes all the difference. It's not just what you teach, it's how you make them feel. At the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do from day one in order to help your new employees succeed and feel part of the team. When a new employee joins your team, the first thing that you need to do is to make them feel welcome and also give them the rules of the game. What did they just join? What is your culture? What makes you such a unique group? So think about it this way. If you have a new visitor coming to your home, you're going to make them feel welcome. The same thing with a new employee. So the first thing is a warm welcome and alignment on core values and your culture. The best way that I've seen it done is by creating a procedure step by step on how to make them feel welcome and how to impart your core values and share who you are. So the way that we do it, first of all, you have a specific procedure of what you're going to be doing when the new employee walks in the door or if they work remotely when they log in. Then you either brief them about your core values or even better, create a pre-recorded video of you talking about your core values, about your company, about your management style, about how the company got started. What does it mean to have somebody as part of your team? Have them watch it and also add to it verbally, which always adds warmth and a welcoming feeling to the new employee. As part of your welcoming video, also explain about your org chart, about how your organization is built, where do they fit in, who are they going to be interacting with. Just make sure that they feel belonging and being part of the team. So when you create those videos, I suggest that you do it in modules. You do it in short videos that cover each and every one of the topics that you want to talk about your culture and add them one by one so not to overwhelm the new employee. The next thing to ensure that the employee has access to in the first day is your tech stack. Nowadays, we have many software, apps, all kind of pieces of technology that a new employee will have to log in, will have to be part of, and obviously will have to be trained on. But let's make a list, all your tech stack and all the applications that a new employee has to have access to. Then, if you use a password management software, make sure that they have access to that and spend some time with them on the first day to make sure that they can log in easily to all the systems. That will give them a sense of security and a sense of belonging because now they're part of your system and they can log in. They're not gated out. You might not go into training on your new softwares, but at least they will know what the softwares are, what are the applications that they will need to log in. And of course, for the most obvious ones or the ones that they have experience in, such as email, your task management system, your internal communication system, they can start using those right away. And you can write instructions on how to get started right away. For instance, if you're using Teams or Slack, instruct the new employee to send a message to someone so they feel now they participated, they sent a message out, and then they get a response. They're already part of that system. The next step, which I covered in previous videos, is that you have to have SOPs, standard operating procedures, ready to train your new employee on. Now, the first day, you're not going to go over and start having to read all the SOPs. It can be very overwhelming. But what you can do is show them where those SOPs exist. If you listen to any of my previous videos, and I'm going to include those in this video as well, I'm going to include the links to it, you know that having all those SOPs, all those standard operating procedures in one central location that is the single source of truth is very important. So during the first day, give access to the new employee that you are onboarding to that system where you have all your documentation and orient them to the system. Show them the general standard operating procedures that apply to being a member of the company, and then show them the specific standard operating procedures that they will be using for their particular position. Then, if you also listen to my other videos, you know that we need an agenda and we need a checklist on how to go through those standard operating procedures. So going over that checklist is something to show them during the first day so they get oriented to what they will be training on. Now, the next thing is very important throughout the first few weeks while you are onboarding, but definitely during the first day or the first few days, and that is constant check-ins. Just check in. How are they doing? Are they progressing as expected? Do they have have any questions, always think about when you first got the job or you just started, how did it make you feel? You were kind of probably wondering what's going on, who is who, how is this going to pan out? And they might be a little bit apprehensive of asking you a lot of questions. They don't want to look like they don't know what they are doing. So therefore, constant check-ins are very important. It shows care. It shows that you want them to belong. It shows that they have somebody to go to. So you might get to the end of the day and think, wow, I completely forgot to check on Joe or Sally. I don't know how they're doing. I'll check tomorrow. Well, that is not a good idea. What I recommend is that you put it on your calendar. You set a reminder, a couple of hours, every 4 hours, every half an hour, whatever works for you, to go check on the people you are onboarding. It will go a long ways. And as a reminder for the rest of the onboarding, set milestones for 30, 60, and 90 days and define for yourself and then share it with the new employee. And of course, for the team members that are going to work with the new employee, what are we expecting at the end of each one of those periods? How do we know what success is? How do we know that we are successful in onboarding the new employee? Having those checklists and having those milestones well defined will get you through this onboarding period with success, and it will increase your chances of retaining the new employee. If they have the qualifications and they match your culture, they will stick around because they will feel welcome, they will feel part of the team, and most importantly, they will know what they need to be doing and will start producing, giving them that sense of accomplishment and belongingness. If you want a smooth onboarding experience every single time, you need well-documented standard operating procedures for your day-to-day operations. Watch this next video where I explain how to turn your daily activities into well-documented standard operating procedures that are easy to follow and replicate. This is Adi. I'm a process consultant. Thank you for watching.